So, hi guys, welcome to this eighth episode of Alumni Speaks. And we have two very talented alumni with us, Anna and Nishita. So, I think, meantime, while Anna comes online, you can start with your introduction, Nishita.
So I am from BCom honors background, and after my commerce, I have studied my post graduation in fashion marketing from Pearl Academy, Delhi. And there, it's not really fashion designing per se, as a lot of people perceive it to be. So it's majorly like doing MBA in fashion itself. So it's more of a marketing field, exploring more, enhancing more in marketing industry itself. And after that, I joined various companies, and I've broadened my understanding and my experience with respect to marketing itself. And right now, working in Bangalore with a company called Medi Magic as a brand manager there. So there I'm handling the entire branding and marketing for the firm. Yeah.
So, Ishita, it's a sudden shift from, I think you have done your BCom honors, if I'm not wrong. So it's a sudden shift from hardcore, BCom background to marketing. So how did you switch between the two fields?
For me, I don't know, like there's always the thing with me that I've always been a very people's person. Like I've always enjoyed myself being out there, be it with faculties, be it with students. So I've always liked to be, there talking myself with other people. So I'm very fond of that. So even during my graduation itself, there were a little tiny subjects. Can you please turn on your camera? It's just very weird to talk to your own self.
No, I'm turning it on.
If you don't mind, otherwise I'll just go. It's fine.
No. Yes.
Sure. So, okay. So yeah, even in my college, so there was these faculties wherein, we used to have marketing advertisements that we had to just given like half an hour of time to prepare perform it right in front of the class. So there are always activities, these creative ideas that always like attracted me. So one thing I knew that I wanted to do higher studies, and looking at my own personality, I was like, this is the exact right fit for me. So I just went for it. And trust me, did not really, whosoever here right now is from the BCom honors background, or planning to pursue it. It's absolutely not. That's something that you keep on doing while you're doing your graduation also. So that's all cool.
So that's really interesting. Anna, we have you here, right? I think she's facing some major network issue. So I'll just come to the next question, which is what are the three skills that has developed all during your graduation years in JLU?
So precisely, if I have to think about like three major skills, I can't really, talk about these exclusive skills. But one thing that I've learned from my experience is that it's definitely not about studying accounts or just business strategy on paper or just learning 4 P's of marketing. That does not help you in doing your job at all. But what really that helps is it helps in building up your personality. So once you go out there, you really have that little bit of touch of confidence in you that, you know a little bit of what you have learned in your college, and that just helps in like presenting yourself out there. So as a start, like I would just say that simply focusing on all of these bookish knowledge, it will not really give you anything a lot. But especially with JLU and with my college experience, like I would not just say for everybody, I'll just talk about myself. So majorly for me, there were these multiple activities that were there during my college time. So it was like dance, painting, singing competition, cultural fest. There were like so many activities that we were involved in and we were a part of. So that like when you have that thing that you have to be better than your friend, you have to be, better than everyone else in the class. So that time that, you're building on something and adding on to that. So basically during your education, these are these major skills that you have to focus on. Like it's not just about books. It's literally about everything else that you do apart from studying. So
it's not the bookish language. It's about personality development.
Yes, majorly, because information and knowledge is something that anyway you get it. Like with time, you will get it.
So I think parents do have that kind of idea in their mind. It's about it's about bookish knowledge, and which I think they have to come out of that kind of thinking. That it is about one's personality development. We have Anna also here with us. Anna, can you hear me?
Yeah, finally I can hear you and talk to you. Sorry,
It's okay. Anna, I would like you to introduce yourself first to everyone.
You want me to introduce myself? Okay, so I'm currently, I was in the MBA batch in JLU in 2016-2018, and I'm currently working as an economics lecturer, guest lecturer at IEHE, Institute for Excellence in Higher Education. I also work at my dad's office, like I work with him at his firm, and we're a pesticides manufacturing firm, so I help him out with his work.
Okay, perfect. So I've already asked Ishita the first question, so I'll just ask you, what are the 3 skills that you identify that has developed all through your post-graduation years at JLU?
These skills that I developed, I feel, when I was studying at JLU, one of them would definitely be time management and, managing a lot of roles together. So
Yeah.
while I was there, I was the CR, and there were studies, and, there were many different activities that used to go on. So all of that helps you to manage time, to help you to learn how to multitask, right?
Yeah.
So another skill would definitely be, or another thing that I learned of value is definitely the value of mentorship, right? So I feel we shouldn't ever be afraid to ask our seniors anything, ask our professors anything, because these are people who are much more experienced than us, right? And uh, more often than not, people are willing to help you out, right? So always value experience, go to people, talk to them, take their experience. And third would definitely be value your studies. Yeah, I feel education will never go in waste.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you should concentrate on your studies. Don't feel कि मैं यहाँ enjoy करने आया हूँ, or I'll be a nerd if I study, and what value is that? I can just score marks, things like that. No, all of this will come in use later on in life.
Yeah, actually, Ishita has given us a very good point that it is eventually your personality really matters when you go for a job, or when you're, when you go for your family business as well. What do you have, like, your views on that, on the personality development aspect while pursuing your graduation or post-graduation?
You're asking me personality development during your studies or for your
Yeah,
career?
during the course of post graduation, of course, we inherit a lot of skills from not just from our parents but from our teachers as well, which helps us in, like, the professional life.
Of course, see, if you compare it with the environment that we're studying in right now, which is study
Yeah.
from home, right? So you won't get those similar opportunities of interacting your colleagues, your students, your peers, your teachers, right? All of that is missing. You're not organizing any events. You're not participating in events. You're not coming out of your shell. You're just studying through a screen. So that is very important for personality development. The very fact that you're going to an institute to study, you're interacting with people, that is the core of your personality development. It brings out you whatever you are as a person, right?
So I think that brings me to my second question, and I think I'll ask Ishita that question first. That, Ishita, what is the most valuable thing you did in the college to prepare for your career?
Okay, so unlike other colleges, the best part about JLU was that we were very much into presentations. So while other colleges, like I just do not want to name them, but they were like more about writing papers and just mugging up things and then just doing your homework and then that's it. But with us, literally every single time that we had to present, like big sweat would just run on chills like up on my spine, and I would just be like very anxious while I would just do my presentations. But that was just so crucial at that moment, which we did not realize. Every single time that there was a presentation, we would just feel like missing the class, that no, we don't want to do it. But then after that, like right after the graduation, it just felt like there was this huge, like a, wings that I had. Because after I went to my post graduation, that's exactly what I had to do. And I was very much prepared for that. So I would just
Yeah.
tell people, you made me that able to, do that later in my life. So that was pretty cool for me. So yeah, I mean, that presentation skill is one thing that I would just definitely add on to. Yeah.
Thank you, Ishita. And Anand, same question goes for you. What do you have to say about that?
I'd like to add on to what Ishita said. So two main things about presentations is that when you're making presentations, it's giving you a skill, Like, so working on Microsoft PowerPoint, which is a very important skill while you're looking for employment as well, right?
Yeah.
So now that I'm a teacher, it comes in handy each and every day. Secondly, what she's saying, that you're preparing for presentations and all of that, so that also teaches you teamwork, because there are
Yeah.
not only individual presentations, but you're preparing with your classmates, right, as a team. So it teaches you teamwork as well.
Okay. So I think JLU with presentation and extra co-curricular activities, it has given students a plethora of options, that way. So I think I would like to add one more thing, not just presentation, but it is the practical knowledge, which can you hear me, guys? Hello?
Yeah.
So it is the practical knowledge also, which has shaped all of you in a certain way, where you can, if you guys go for a job interview, or if you go the first day of your own business, you have that confidence in yourself. So which brings me to my third question, that if compared, like, business versus job culture, Anna, which one would you support? Because you are equally, in both this fair. Which one would you support, and why?
So there are pros and cons of both, obviously.
Yeah.
See, jobs give you that security, right? So there is always that sense of security, as well as that the risk factor is lower.
Yeah.
So if you have a business, right? So you also get to interact with many people and all kinds of different people, right? So you're not in, if like I'm a teacher, so most that I will get to interact with is other teachers and students. But if I'm
Yes.
engaged in a business, I will always interact with many different kinds of people. So there are suppliers, there are people who are buying from us, all of those things. So you get to interact with a lot of people, and you get to understand that there's, of course, this knowledge that we gain in our studies is very important, but there is a kind of street smartness or a business acumen that is also essential if it comes to business. Also, you there is such personal involvement in a business, you know that you're putting your own resources at risk, right? So you will always work to maximize or capitalize on the investment that you're putting in. So that
Yeah.
is there, but yeah, obviously there are difficulties also. So business environment, there are a lot of laws that you need to adhere to. So all of those things you need to be careful about, that are not so much present in the job market, I feel.
Okay. And Ishita, what do you have to say, since you're working? So what views do you have?
So I think I have a very, very different point of view from what Anna has to say. So with me, what I truly feel is like I have always been in a job, but one thing I'm very sure of is I would want to do my own business after a while, once I'm sure that I'm ready for it. But at the same time, one thing that I've understood from a job's perspective is that it's not about anybody else's business, or it's not about your business. It's only about being a good initiator and having a good sense of ownership. If you have both of these, then it doesn't matter if you're doing a job, you're also doing a business there. Because ultimately, I'll just talk about myself again. That if I am in a marketing field and I am the brand manager, if I'm handling the entire brand, there is a tons loads of responsibility on me that I have to take care of. How much income is the business generating? How is my brand looking out there to the consumer? Am I reaching to the right target audience or not? So everything that is related to a business aspect is to be taken care of by the people who are also working under like one roof. So like we said, that business is not a personal thing, but it's a business entity. It's a different entity altogether. It's not the owners, it's not the person who's doing the job. Like it's a separate person altogether. So everybody together has to build on that entity. And then while the businessman or somebody who's taking charge, the co-founder, has to be like the highly responsible person. But I feel that every individual who's also working under one roof has to be like equally responsible for that. And I think that's what, like, there shouldn't be any differentiation in jobs or business for that matter. Like I've heard a lot of businessmen talking about things like, why do you want to be a knocker when you can be the boss?
Yes.
So nobody is a knocker, nobody is serving anybody. Like everybody is in charge of your own self. So like until and unless you
I think job really develops a lot of skills. When you start working, you learn time management. You really learn the management of money, which is of course the title and the topic for today.
Absolutely. And it's definitely not about you not being at risk, like while I'm doing my job, but I have to make
Exactly.
sure that if I'm giving a budget, let's say the marketing budget, I have been given that it's have to be 6 or 10 lakhs for that matter. So just to
Exactly.
make sure that I have to generate revenue from the money that has been spent by me. So
Yeah.
then again, it automatically becomes a business sense that, okay, it's my money, it's my department, it's everything that I have to take care of the
Yes.
entire thing. So yeah.
Very, very well said, Ishita. So I think I can switch
If I
from
could
very
ask,
serious.
if I could add something to what Ishita
Yeah,
said
please,
about,
please go ahead.
you know, so she's saying that if you're in a job and people tell you कि नौकर क्यों बनना है and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I feel also that not everyone can be in the same position, right? So if we were all bosses, we would just be all working individually, and that would make absolutely no sense. So
That,
we need
sorry.
all roles. So, like what
So
she said,
that's
that is
like there's a difference between boss and a leader is what I feel. So while boss could be just one person who's taking charge and bossing around here and there, but leader in a business space itself becomes like an entire teamwork altogether. So
Exactly.
it's just like it's a personal, of course, it's a personal point of view, but definitely like everything is right, everything is like wrong. So there is no right or wrong.
I
Basically.
think when it comes to the questions about job and business, the opinions are very subjective.
Absolutely.
on and on
Nobody's
about it.
nobody's absolutely right. Nobody's absolutely wrong. Which
True.
so I think I can switch to the most fun part of it. What memories, Anna, do you have of from your college days?
I have wonderful, wonderful memories. So I am a complete nerd यार मेरे को तो आप क्लास का भी पूछोगे तो I would have very fond memories of that.
Yeah.
So all the teachers, I used to love them, and studies were good. Then obviously you get to make a lot of new friends, right? So that all was very good. And obviously everyone talks about the infrastructure at JLU, but what I used to love is the greenery, right? So greenery, the library, all of that, and hosting those freshers party for the freshers and the farewell party for the seniors, all of that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So a few days back also I had come to college to meet Dr. Nilesh Khare sir. So I took that whole walk from our JLBS building to the admin block, and I just wanted to
Yeah,
that
must have
whole
been
walk
amazing.
and reminisce and watch everything. So it's just beautiful. Yeah, wonderful memories from JLU. So I feel I owe a lot to JLU in the sense that so I was doing my CA before that, and then I switched to MBA when I couldn't clear the finals. So my time at JLU instilled a lot of confidence in me also, which I value a lot. So the teachers used to love me so much, and they are there for me even now. So whenever I want to take a new decision in relation to my academics or my career, so they're the ones I always seek out, right, for any advice. So all of that has made lifelong memories, I feel. So my time at JLU, I'll never forget that.
Very nice. And Ishita, what about you?
Again, there is no just one thing that I can just pick up from their entire span of 3 years. So, like, of course, like going to the college. So, I would not just simply say that going to the college, it always used to be a trip to college. So, now also, like, I just came to visit my family in Bhopal, and that road is developed so much. Like, it's such a nice roadway to just, move around and then chill out. So, I was just going to that pathway, and I was like, and the weather is so beautiful right now. It was just so overwhelming that this trip used to be such a good time every single day that you had to go to. So one was definitely that. Second was the Valentine's Day when once we had. So that got me like, oh, like such cool stuff happens in Bhopal also. So basically, what happened was there was this event on Valentine's Day that we had organized, and all the couples they were like they had to come together, come like in front of him, and the guy had to propose the girl, and then they were like different gifts that we have kept for all of them. Like there was this and everybody was in the red attire. There was themed party in the college outside the canteen, and that was so fascinating because that was just, and during those college days you had those jumpy feelings inside you.
I
So
know,
that,
I know.
yeah, so that was one of the very cute memories I have. And then last but not the least, so there is not self bragging but subtly bragging also. But there was these whole lot of competitions that used to happen, and right after I joined, there was these consecutive 3 to 4 competitions that I've won all of them. And back then we had like money in every competition, like for first, second, and third prize. The first one would just win 5K, second would get 2.5K, and then 1,000. So like during those getting those like it just got very addictive, because it was like, oh, that's so cool, like you're just being in the college and you're earning your pocket
Did
money.
you win? So did you win in?
Yeah.
Okay, then you are allowed to brag about it.
Yeah.
You're allowed to brag.
In my first semester, I had like cute chunk of pocket money with me, which I used to be like flaunting here and there. That, and then we had those cute merchandise also, where we had that JU mug and then cute stuff. So I was like very happy, and then that is again key takeaways that that was so much fun.
That's really nice. I think one question has to be like related to the theme of this entire alumni speaks. And in the times of COVID, I mean, what suggestions do you have for money management?
I'll go first.
Yeah, please go first.
Sure. So it's a very basic thing, honestly, like something that I have personally realized. So last year specifically, during the pandemic, I mean, there was just so much laying off happening all around the entire India, the entire world. So again, there was this one phase wherein I was not working, and then that's when I realized that not living in Bhopal, living in any metro city, there is this 20 to 35,000 every month that it's a fixed spend. Like you're earning, you're not earning. You have to like secure that much amount of money to yourself, and that's what I realized, that during these times, at least you should have like a bunch of 6 to 8 months of salary as a saving, so that you do not have to like have any sort of tension or anything for that matter.
Yeah.
So, like, and also of course, like one more thing I realized, that it does not require a lot, honestly, to survive, because like things are just so basic right now that all of the things that you were spending way back, you just suddenly seem to realize that doesn't happen. I mean, that you don't need that anymore. Like that is just so much subtlety in life right now that you definitely, and pandemic majorly made me realize about my entire money management thing. And then one more thing is something that every youth per se has to very much focus on, is development of one skill set. That even if you do not have your job or your business going on, you should have just one skill which will help you earn even a little bit of amount. So for me,
I agree.
I'm a fitness enthusiast, and I just love to work out. And just during pandemic, I would just work out on my terrace, and then just people would come in and then approach me. And then that just became like a small, and I would just not even ask for money, but they were just so happy that I was like, no, just keep it. So that just made me again realize that while you're focusing on your primary task, you really need to, start developing and start having another.
Start developing a lot of skill set. I think with that, which reminds me a lot of a lot of people turned chefs in the last pandemic. Yes. So Anna, I think what do you have to say about it, about the money management?
Yeah, so basically what Ishita said, she addressed the most important point, which is about savings. So I agree to that, and I think everyone has realized that, especially this is very important for our generation, because we are earning, but we're spending as much, right? And we are spending on a lot of frivolous things, right? So if there is a sale coming up, you don't need that product maybe, but because it's on sale, you might be, just
girl instinct,
buy it. So we have to address you have to prioritize your spendings and your savings. So save money, because as you grow up, there will be more people that are dependent on you, right? Abhi ho sakta hai that you're the only one you're earning for and you're spending on yourself, but as you grow, there will be more people who might be dependent on you. So you have to take all those things into account. So you need to properly prioritize your savings, put money into that is going to be very important. And also, don't spend too much on things that are not necessary during this time. So see, this is a very stressful time, and you might want to binge shop, and you would feel nice, because yes, shopping is a stress buster, I agree to that. So keep that for like once a month or once every 2 months. But you need to understand that the value of money right now is very important. So you need to save, you need to prioritize your savings, and don't depend on credit or anything else, right? So just limit your expenditure to how much you're actually earning right now.
Yeah,
Don't go
actually,
beyond
and
that.
not to indulge in binge shopping, I think, which girls can't resist. As you
Yeah,
mentioned, that,
exactly.
you know, we just get notified about the sale and boom, we are on the app. So, and which, like, you know, brings me to the last part of the show, which is, what is that one piece of advice you'd give to all the students, like, you know, who have taken up courses from commerce background, and, like, you know, what suggestions do you have?
So I would want to give two very important pieces of advice. So these are the most important things that I have learned throughout my academics and my career right now. So one is that you need to have and identify a passion, right? So don't think कि मैं ये course करूँगा so I will reach there, and if I do this I will earn this, right? So this is what I feel. So your aim should be that I'm passionate about this thing, right? This field, I'm passionate about this, or I want to become this. Try to identify that when you're in school or when you're in first year or anything, right? So you have to explore all your opportunities. You need to identify what you want to become or what you're passionate about. So if you follow something that you're passionate about, it'll be much easier for you to back it up with your studies and with your efforts, right? So work won't feel like work. And secondly, one very important piece of advice that I have personally experienced is the value of financial independence, which we are not taught about very strongly in India, especially.
Yeah.
So we need to understand that financial independence is very, very important. We need to work towards that. We need to achieve that, because once you're financially independent, you're the boss of your own life, right? So this is something that we all should work for.
Very, very well said, Anna. And Ishita, the same question goes to you.
Sure. So the piece of advice that I would want to give to all the commerce students is that the best part about commerce is that it is so chill, that
Yeah.
it is so less heavy with studies. So that's where you want to utilize your time with what you want to do with your entire time. So basically, that's what exactly happened when I see other departments being working on. So for instance, if somebody is working on CAs, or somebody's doing studying law or medical
Yeah.
studies or MBBS for that matter, they cannot afford to honestly look anything beyond studies. But with commerce students, it so happens that you really can focus on your hobbies and your passion while you're studying also. So that absolutely is something that always amazes me, that you have so much time that, dude, just, if you want to play guitar, just start playing guitar even more. If you would like to sing, just start your own YouTube channel and start working there. You can just you can start your business while you are, while you're 18, 19. So that's such a sporty age to actually build such a big empire later, which I did not realize. Probably if I would have known back then, I would have definitely tried to monetize every single thing that, I was very passionate about. So I think that's what exactly I would want to bring everybody to, that, even if you're from commerce student, you can just use that as your very big advantage, because that's for as a fact that there is very less learning with respect to studies, because when once you will face your job, it's going to be entirely new hurdles. It's going to be nothing that you have studied or read before. It's just going to be your practical implementation and literally your senses, that's going to, and your common sense, basically your common sense, how you're utilizing that. So just apart from that, just kill it with your passion and your super productive entire schedule. So like just go
With
do
that commerce part, just reminds me, like, my friend once gave me an advice, like, you know, if you're good at something, never do it for free. I think that goes out to every person who comes from that background. So Ishita and Anna, thank you so much for being a part of this show, and my apologies for all the technical glitch, but it was wonderful having you two here. And thank you everyone who joined us for this evening. Thank you guys. It was lovely having you two here. Thank you.
Zoya, thank you so much.